these are the tools that we can make use of for support engineer, Microsoft 365 engineer. As a support engineer, if you are working with Microsoft or you are working with any company making use of Microsoft products, of course, you'll be their support engineer, and also you'll be the one taking care or managing Microsoft 365 portal. So that's the work of support engineer here. So now, what I want you to understand is that all these tools are very valuable tools that you need to understand and know how to use them. Matrix, of course, when we get there, I will explain. It's part of Microsoft products. Teams admin, of course, I will show you what this one, how you can assign users this particular admin right or permission. We have Rufus. Of course, this Rufus is mainly for if you want to create a bootable disk. Let's, for example, your system, your Windows system is 40 or your Mac OS is 40. Of course, you can go to, for example, you can go to Microsoft's website, download their what is it called, Windows 10 or Windows 11, depending on what you want to load. Then download the ISO file, download the Rufus app, then use this Rufus app to extract it. We are going to do this one practically as well, but I'm just trying to explain to you how to load your window. Maybe your system is crashed and you want to load a new window, or you want to migrate or upgrade from Windows 10 to Windows 11. Of course, you can do all those things yourself. So we have Microsoft Teams. Of course, this is what we are using now to engage this, to make this conversation possible. Then we have Team Viewers. Of course, you want to resolve a problem remotely, you use Team Viewer. You collect the ID of the users, then you connect. You will be able to operate the person's device wherever you are. You can be here. That's why it's possible as an IT personnel, when you are working in Nigeria for a case study, you can assist a customer in US using this Team Viewer, or you can use this AnyDesk as well. They do the same thing. AnyDesk is either you use AnyDesk or you use Team Viewer. So that's the work of these tools. Also, we have Office 365 Admin Portal. Of course, that's the general tenants that I'm going to walk you through how to create users today and how to assign permission and do a lot of things. So now, first thing that I'm going to do now is to go to normal routes. So if you want to sign in to Office Admin Portal, just go to your browser, just type office.com, then you click enter. So of course, this is their portal. Copilot is one of the AI. Then you click on this particular here, this up here. You click on this icon here. When you click on this, you will see all the products. Of course, because we are using a paid version of this Microsoft portal, that's why we have all these tools available for us. We have more tools that we can use. Not only this, we have more tools that we can use. When you click on more, these are the tools that we have access to that we can use. All these tools are very unique. Depend on what you want to do and depend on the projects in mind. So now, our main goal today as an admin or as a support engineer is to go directly to admin portal, to maneuver ourselves, to create users, to manage permission, to assign users to group. You click on this here again, you will see this icon. Only admin can see this particular icon. You click on this particular icon here. That icon is for admin portal. As you can see at the top right here, top left here, we see Microsoft 365 Admin Center. Of course, here, this first thing that you're going to see here, you will see the overview of these tenants. The whole thing here that you can see, this is the cloud environment. Let me just use this environment as an office. Just like the way you go to office, physical office every day. So also environment represents an office. Of course, we have three types of environment. We have hybrid environment, we have a cloud environment, and then we have physical environments. So cloud environment is that these are our cloud environments. And as you can see, since we have started this particular training, you will get to understand that even I did not know you did not know, you haven't seen me before. This our conversation, this engagement possible because of these cloud environments. So that is, we don't need to see each other. We don't need to have a physical office before we can interact, before we can engage ourselves. So that's the importance of cloud environment, which is this one that we are trying to introduce you to now. And we have a hybrid environment. Hybrid environment combine both office environment and cloud environment. That is, an organization have physical office, they also have a cloud environment. Or last thing is physical environment. Physical environment is the office that you go to every day from Monday to Friday. Your physical space is your physical environment. But here with me is cloud environment. So now, when you open this admin center, you will see the overview of what is happening. Just little overview of what is happening here. Of course, you have support remote workers with Teams. Yes, of course. Then we have here, you can see here, we have 6 of 20 license. Out of 20, 6 have been assigned. So this is the overview of the license we have. Then here with me, we have local directory. Of course, that local directory is where you assign or manage your directory, where you manage your users for those in physical environments. So we integrate, like we net both together, so both physical office and cloud environment can work together. That's why, but it's telling us that sync is yet to sync, that more than 3 days ago. That is, there is no proper sync between our physical environment and our cloud environment. So that's the meaning of this error that you can see here. Let's proceed. First thing, of course, this is our panel here. Of course, if you click on drop down here, you will have more tools that we can make use of. And these are segregated to different sections. Of course, here we have home. Under home, we have these Copilot users, teams and groups, and more up to this level. Then we have admin centers. Under these admin centers, we have security, Microsoft Purview, and many other tools here. It's mainly for security and more technical tools. Of course, I'm going to show you and walk you through and practicalize through everything here that you can see here. So when you get higher, you will not be trained and you will know how to maneuver yourself in this portal. So now, but today we are going to start with users. Of course, when you click on this drop down, you will have different options here. First thing here is active users. We have contacts, we have guest users, we have deleted users. So that's other users, and we have group. Today we are going to touch users and we are going to discuss about groups. Then the rest we talk about them in the next time. Now let's start with active users. You click on active users. This active user will display the number of people in the organization. Under this group, like the task ahead of us is to create a new users, give the new user permission, add the user to the group, then assign a license to the users. Then finally, we are going to test the mail. We'll send a mail from one mail to this particular mail that we are going to use, and it's down if there is going to be the mail is going to drop in this particular mailbox. So now, to create a user, we have different ways of creating users. First one is by creating the user one by one. If you want to create a user one by one, you use this add a users, and you can automate it by using add multiple users. There is a little script that you can use to do this, and Microsoft already provided everything for you to do that. We want to create a user. That user, like I said, we are going to assign a license, make him admin, and send a mail to the user. So now you click on this add a user here. So when you click on add a user, first thing, let me tell you, in every organization, of course, they have there is always a rules that they follow to create a users. For example, my name is Matthew David. Sure, you understand? My first name is Matthew, then surname David. Let's just take it like that. Then here will be this place will be Matthew, which is, then here will be last name will be David. If I have third name, it's going to be here. If I have third name, maybe the third name will be like maybe John. It will be here. You put everything here. But most thing that you need to do that is very important here is David, then Matthew, the first name and the last name. Then when you click on this particular display name, of course, it will display the name here without typing it automatically. As you can see here, there's an error here telling us that this user's name has been created, but I will remove this because that's not what we'll be using. Our display name, anywhere I sign in, this is what will be displaying name that is going to be visible for everyone. If this particular user send a mail, this is what they are going to see as a username, as a name, display name, and anywhere this particular account send or used to send a mail to a third party or any person, This is the display name that the person is going to see. So this username is very, very important. Most organizations have their own way of doing that. The organization where I work with, or that I've worked with, they use the surname. You copy the surname, then in combination with the first letter of your first name, of your real name, which therefore in this particular one now, is this particular username is going to be M David. It's going to be M David. It's asking me that because my name is here, that's why it's showing this, that this name already exists. So now that it's showing us that this name is already exists, we can change this name maybe to, we can say this one is Dave. Just let's short this particular name. Then you click here again, you automatically change. Therefore, our username now is going to be Dave. So that's username. Our username now is going to be David. Therefore, here you select a domain. Of course, we have a lot of domain here. Because this particular training is being organized by Cyberface Technologies. Of course, we click on this place, Cyberface Technologies. Mail, your professional mail. This is what is called work email or professional email. So it's now going to be mdave@cyberfacetechnologies.com. Therefore, this section is asking us automatically create a password. You don't need that, but you can assign a default password that everyone will know. So this user will be able to change it in the first time. For the very first time the user is signing in, we'll be able to change the username. So now here we are going to change the username to P, that's capital letter P. Let's display it so everybody can see it. Password, we can do something like this. So require the user to change it. Password, now say maybe 123 to make it stronger. Yeah. So this password, this password is not strong. It's not strong. This system accepted it based on the way the configuration we did, because this particular user, this system will trigger the user to change the password immediately. That's why he accepted it. But let's assume that we uncheck this one. Of course, the system will flag it that the password is very weak, that we should create a very strong password. But because this is a default password, the user will change it in the very first sign in. Of course, we accept this automatically. So now you click next. So when you click next, you can select the region of the location of the person. But let's just leave it as Nigeria as a default. Of course, here you have two options here. It's either you assign the user a product license, or you skip it and assign it later. Of course, because of this particular training, we are going to assign this user a license, which is going to be, let's just give him this particular license, 365E5. Then you scroll down. If you want to, maybe you want the user to have more Power Automate, maybe Power BI, all those stuff, you click on this as well. If you want the user to be more engaging for more insights, maybe especially maybe the user is a sales person and you want to make it to be more engaging, you assign this one as well. Click next. You can assign application here as well. We have many options here that you can assign that the person will have access to. If you uncheck any of this, that means the person will not have access to most of this application that we have here. But let's click next and proceed. Here we have option. Another thing to do here is optional anyway, but we are going to do it. There will determine if you want to give the users an admin role or just a user. We have two options here. The first option is user. For example, if you are working in XYZ company, and that XYZ company is a very big company that contains a lot of sales agents and maybe a lot of IT personnel. Of course, for every sales agent, you don't need to give them admin rights. Just give them the access that they can use, they'll be able to use to. That's all you just need. So now, what are you going to do? Because based on our projects and the tasks ahead of us, we are going to create this user and make him an admin and give the access. So because of that, we are going to change to this one, to this particular admin center access. But if you want to create it to just an employee that is not an IT, or it doesn't need admin access, of course you leave the user to be ordinary user here. So but because of this purpose, because of our task ahead, we assign this one to the person. And most support engineer, the asset they normally have is user administrator, which is this particular access. You click on this access. We have a lot of access here that you can assign. Maybe you want the person to be the one that will be managing Microsoft team, to have more power on Microsoft team. You assign this one to him. Maybe you want the Skype, of course. Maybe you want the person to have fully access for SharePoint, or click on this SharePoint administrator. Maybe this person is a security, is a source analyst. Of course, you give the person a network or security, or you give the person security administrator and exchange administrator. If you want the person to have total power in the whole organization, of course, you assign a global administrator to the person. Anybody that have this access is enough. This access covers all the access we have here. So if you give anybody this access, of course, this person can have the power to undo and do. That's the thing. It can do anything. It can delete the whole. It can do a lot of things. Why? In every organization, it's usually advisable that the people that will have this particular role must not be more than at least 2 in the organization, because it's a powerful role in the whole organization. How to assign, say, give a permission to a user. You click next, email of this person, of the name that we just created, mdavid at cyberbase technologies. Let me just copy it. So in case you want to sign in, we'll be able to do that. Then the password, of course, the default password that we created, of course, is capital letter P, password, then 123. That's our default password. So what you need to do now is to just finish the account creation. So we are done with the account creation now. So you can start to create another one. You can send a mail. Let's assume that the user, the employee, is here to have access to this particular portal or to your work email. You can send the email via this place using the person's Gmail. So that's how to create a user using in Office 365. If you want to create a user in other cloud organizations as well, such as Google and AWS, of course, it almost follow the same pattern. Once you understand one, of course, the rest you can you can understand the other as well. So that's just about that. Then we close. So now the name we created will sync. It might take maybe seconds, depend. It might take maybe 5 seconds or 1 minute to sync. But now, if you want to search for the name, let's just search for it. David. Then Dave. This is the username. You can search for it. So this is the name now. This is the name that we just created. This is the profile we just created now. So what we want to do, we want to sign in. Let's delete this one and create a group. Then we add this user to the group. Later, finally, we send a mail to this particular user just to confirm and test what we are trying to do. That's how to create a user name in any organization you are being hired using Office 365 portal. The next thing now is to create a group. How to create a group. So we create the group, we add this user to the group. Under this creation of a group, we have different options. We have active teams and groups, just like the way we have active users. We have policies, we have deleted groups, and we have share mailbox. Of course, what we are going to talk about today, active team groups. This is a portal, an environment to create a group. It's different from where we created users. Just like where we created users, we have add a team. We can create a team. We can create a team group. We can create a Microsoft 365 group, and we can create a distribution list group. We can create a security group, depending on what you have in mind. But today we are going to create a distribution list group. Let me just explain what this group stands for. Teams and Microsoft 365 groups. You can use it to create, for example, maybe you want to have to assign a license to a group, and you want it to be able to use it for other tools in your organization. For example, now, if you want to create an automated group, you can use this particular group. Maybe you want to create a group that will support OneDrive, that will support SharePoint. Of course, you are going to use a particular group. We have distribution list group. This distribution list group can be created in 2 ways. It usually be created for groups in a team, a team of people in an organization. Let's assume that you want to create a group for an IT group in a cyber phase. So what you just need to do is that you click on this particular group, click on this, then you can click add a distribution list group. From here, what is the name of the group? Let's just name the group Training Office 365. You can say O Office 365 Engineer. That's the name of the group. Description, let's say training, or you can leave it empty. Then next, then team, the group owner. You come here. Of course, the group owner must already been created here before. So now we can use that name that we just created to be a group to be a group owner, which is mdiv. So this is the name we just created. We can make this as a group owner. We click on it. You can make as many as possible to be group owner. Then we click add. Then the next thing is group member. Group member, it can be, let me use myself as a group member. Let me just click on anything here. Let me just use this and this as a group member. Then I click add. You can add as many as group member you want. Then next. Then this is going to be the group. The display name that the group will be showing to anyone is Office 365 Engineer. So you are going to just Office 365. Let me make it capital letter. 365 Engineer. So this is the name of the group. Then you assign a domain. Let it be cyberface. So this group now is making use of cyber-based domain. Then this place is very, very important, especially when you are working in an organization, especially in a bank. When you are working in a bank, this place is very, very important, because the purpose of this group is that for better communication within a team members. So if you want this Office 365 engineer at cyber-based technology to be able to receive incoming mail from outsider, you click on this. That is, allow people outside of my organization to send me to this distribution group. You click on this particular one. But if you don't want that, you want it to be within an organization, internal use only, you leave this unchecked. So if this group is for internal use only, if you send a mail from outside, of course you will not be able to get it. Let me just give you example why this kind of mail. There are some, you might be getting mail from bank or from many people that will say, okay, no reply mail. All those no reply mail, most of those mail group, they normally use this. They just, you will be able to send out, but you will not be able to receive. So they will uncheck this, that these people outside of the organization will not be able to send mail to you directly. It will be bouncing back if they try to do that. So now let's click next. So we click create a group. Yeah, as you can see now, we have already created the group. We can now close this. So the next thing now to do is that, okay, we already assigned the user that we just created to that group. We have already done that during the process of creation. We have already done that. Then the third one here is security group. Let me explain this to you very well. This security group it's very, very unique, especially for security personnel in an organization. So anybody you add to this group, of course, they will have the same common goal and the same access. Anyone you add to this group. There are some group that you created and you will have a license. That is, everybody in that group will have the same license. That is, what Mr. A can do, Mr. B will have access to do it as well. So that's security group. They will have the same common goal and the same access to office tools. That's importance of this security group. So that's how to create a group, how to create a users, how to add the user to a group, and how to assign or give permission to a user. Any question, or can I proceed?
I just have two questions. One is around that distribution list that was created. I was able to see where I can grant permission to that group. That if any outsider wants to send mail, external recipient wants to send mail to that mail, there is a
Okay.
box there we can check so that whenever correspondence is being rolled out, the recipient can also write feedback to say, okay, oh, XYZ.
Yeah, of course, I
So
get that
my
one right.
question is now, where do I assign permissions to members of that group that are inside that group that we created to be able to use that group as as in senders? So how do I implement that to members of that group that was added that were added to?
Yeah. So first thing, let me just show you first where to check if you want external to be able to send mail to the group that we just created. So you search for the group here. Of course, you come to group here, then come to active group. Then you can switch to this distribution list. Then you search for the group. You have many distribution list group. But here, in case of this one, we don't have much. We only have few group here. This is the one we just created now, which is join my name. Then you click on, you can still edit it and remove this name because it's not supposed to be there. You click on it. Of course, you will see the pop-up here. Another page we open at the right hand side here. Then from here to edit this name, because I want to remove this one there first because it's not properly well arranged. This material is supposed to be there. To do that, of course, you can edit the basic information here. Let's start with that. You click here, then this is the material that you want to remove. You delete, then you save. We have success with that. Then the next thing here is just to go directly to the question that you asked. Your question is, you go here first, then you click on this allow external sender to email this group. You check if you want external sender to be able to send. Then if you want more settings, you click on this. Let me just click on this, open in another web page. This manage more settings in the Exchange Admin Center. So if you want to work more, you want to give more permission, more settings on this particular group, you come to this particular area. Then it's already open here. These are our Exchange environments online, Exchange online environments. So this is the group that we just created. This is here to sync. Of course, we already removed this particular name, but it's here to sync across the board here. That's why this material is still there. But when the whole sync is completed, of course, this material will be removed. So now let's assume we want to have more power on this particular group. Of course, you click on these settings here. So when you click on these settings, you can do a lot of things. General settings here. As you can see, we have delivery management. You can determine how may enter and leave this particular group by editing delivery management. You can determine. Then we have different options here. We have sender option. This sender option, see the first caption here. Only admin manager from people inside my organization. Only allow my messages from people inside my organization. Then only allow messages from people inside and outside my organization. So you click on this if you want people outside and people inside to be able to send mail across to other third party domain or Gmail. So that's how to do that. You can also specify maybe only few people can do that. If you want only me alone to be able to do that, you select the name here. If you want many people to be able to do that, you just select the name. Any name you selected here will be able to send mail out and inside. If you select this, if you do this. But if you want the organization, you don't need to select anything. Just click on save. That's how to make this group to be able to do that. Then we have manage delegates. Let me click on this manage get delegates. If you want, maybe this particular gym, someone is not available, maybe he go for leave in the organization. Of course, you can assign someone that will be able to manage this mail on behalf of the mail of the recipient, the person that created this group. So if you want somebody else, even the person if he's not in this group, he can send mail on behalf of this group. You can select this. Anybody you selected here, you can see permission type. You can assign permission here, maybe send has. If you click on send has, if you just assume that this mail is coming from Office 365 engineer directly, you will not even see the name of that person. But if you click on send on behalf, this will send, but it will indicate that this person, this Matthew, this is sending this mail on behalf of this Office 365 group. That's how to do that. Your second question, you said that how can we give members to be able to send mail or house inside the group? For that, automatically, yes, that one you don't need to give any permission. Once you add anybody to any group, they will have common goal inside that group. You don't need to assign any special permission to anybody. Anybody you add to that group, we have common goals inside the group. So that's how that work.
So
Okay.
basically,
Yes.
I manages the on-prem aspect of the Active Directory for my company. So I don't oversee the cloud aspect. So whenever there is any distribution group that are being created on-prem, definitely synchronize to
Okay.
the cloud site.
To the cloud
So when it
environment.
comes to
Yes.
user sending that they needed access for them to be able to use that handler from the on-prem site or IT to do
IT.
it. And
Yes.
that's why I wanted to know what exactly they do
Okay.
on the
That's just that.
O365.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Does anybody have any question before we go? Because I don't want to rush us. I just want us to be doing it step by step. So let's just leave the remaining time to confirm the mail we created and also that we address your question. So now what we need to do is that we created this name. Let's just sign in now. Let's use our this what is it called? Microsoft Incognito mode to open and sign in using that mail. So first thing to do is just like I said, office.com. Just go to office.com, then sign in. So you click on this sign in here. So it's going to prompt this page to ask for the email. Of course, this is what we just created. Then we click next. Then the password, the default password is P, capital letter P, S password, then 123. Then you click next. So like I said, just based on our configuration, we configure the mail that it should prompt the users first login in the first login to change his or her password. Our default password is capital letter P, which is password, then 123. Then the new password, let's just change it to make it more complex so our system can accept it. Let's just change it to capital letter P, password, then at 123. Then capital letter P at 123. You have seen that password too many times before choosing something harder to guess. Shall you understand? As you can see, it's telling us that the password is very weak. That is, we have to provide a very strong one before we can sign in. Which that is, this password does not follow our company policy, password policy. That's why it triggered this particular error message. So now I'm going to provide a very strong password that we assess. We are able to sign in. So it's asking us if you want to, because based on our configuration, you have to at least provide 2 authenticator methods before you can sign into our portal. You can skip this method for 14 days before you set up your Office 365 app, authenticator app, or maybe to provide your details. So let's just skip this, then click next. As you can see now, it's still prompting us to sign up using our authenticator method. Of course, if you are helping a user out to sign in as a support engineer or Office 365 engineer, these are the things that you are going to face. You just advise the customer to download Office 365 authenticator app on his or her phone. I have mine, I can use this, so we are able to sign in without using that. But maybe it's still prompting you to do that. Is you are going to provide this. What you just need to do is that you select this particular one. You tell the customer to select, I want to set up a new authenticator method. But if you want to use your phone number, you click on this place. But let me just quickly set this one up. You click on this, or you can see, let's skip. Maybe it's going to allow us. Yes. So it's not allowing us to skip. That is, it's a must for us to provide the authenticator. Then we click next. On my phone, I have the authenticator app here. So what I just need to do is that I will scan it. So I'm going to scan this QR code using my authenticator app on my phone. So on your phone, once you open it, what you just need to do is that navigate to at the top center of your phone. Just click on plus. When you click on plus, you will see different options there. You see personal accounts, you will see work or school accounts. Just click on this. Since this one is a professional mail, you just click on work or school accounts. Scan a QR code on your phone. Your camera will pop open, then you direct it and scan. But you can't scan the image, you just do this and use this particular key and enter it on your phone. I was able to scan this. Then you click next. After being scanned, you click next. Then on your phone, you see pop-up. A space will be provided where you will key in this particular pop-up, this letter, which is 333. You just type it on your phone, then you accept it. We are done with that. The second one we provided is phone number. So let me quickly do this before we go. You just click on this. I want to set up a different Microsoft method for authenticator. So you can use Microsoft Authenticator. We have done that. You can use hardware token. You can use phone number. Of course, I click on phone number. So here you select your country. Mine is Nigeria. Search for Nigeria here. So this is it. Then I enter my mobile number. I can use this one. Just remove this particular thing here. This is our business line. Then click next. You will get a call. It's either you get it through a call, as you can see. So I can call. If I use this one, of course, they are going to call me. They ask me to provide this, which is G4. I don't know this one. Maybe it's B or maybe it's P or D W. I don't know. Maybe I get it right. You can change it to something else if this is giving you problem. So RVK4 GP6. Yeah, I think that was right. So now you will get a call on your phone from Microsoft. So as you can hear now, I don't know if you can hear my phone. It's coming up. So that's how to do that. But because of this, they called me. I don't know what is happening with that. A token was sent. So this one, you can either provide this one as well. So you will use this method as a second option if you want to be getting your OTP on your Gmail. So I've gotten the code here on my phone. The code is 706617. Then you click next. So we are now done with the whole thing. We gain access now. Of course, as an admin, you'll be able to install the app here of VCC5 packages, which is Microsoft Teams, Word, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. You'll be able to install them free because this is an enterprise is paid one. You click on this particular option, you install. And if you want to install this, of course, you do that. If you want to install the Microsoft 365 Copilot mobile app, you can do that as well. Then for Mr. Andrew that asked the question, this to address your question because this Office 365 portal is a web app. You can majorly use it online, access it online. What you just need to do is go to your web browser. Then you can either use this URL here at the top here, or just type office.com. It will take you to portal. So that's how to set it up. Then if you want to access any other tools, maybe you want to check your mail. Of course, you want to access your mail. This is your mail. You click on this particular mail. So now I want to send a mail to this particular name. So I'm going to send a mail from my Gmail to this particular mail. Then you sign in. Then I'm trying to send a mail to this particular mail, which is Dave. I will just put the subject as testing. I sent the mail now. So we can refresh it. So it's here to drop here. Probably let me just use my professional mail to send it to it. Dave Cyberbase Technology. Then testing. Dave at Cyberbase. So maybe while waiting, is there any question? Do you have any questions so we can address it?
Yeah, I want to confirm if
Okay.
the because this Microsoft 365 that you
Yes.
use to create all these users, create the group and everything. You said it is a
Yeah.
paid version, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was asking about the assignment that you gave us.
Okay.
Since you used a paid version to
To
create
do
all this,
this,
yes, I want to know if we would have access to the paid version or
of course, we will give you access for this project. We will give you the access. Probably you submit the full name, then one of you will create the accounts. At least we thank God you are not that much in this particular training. So it's going to the license is going to be enough for us, for you guys to be able to do whatever you want to do.
all right, thank you.
Yeah. All right. We are here to get this maybe because it's sinking. So that's
Basically,
why.
I don't really have. But where I would say I have question is how that OTP side was being configured. That's in fact, yours gave me a kind of an overview of how multi-factor authentication can be improvised in an environment. Let me just use where I'm coming from as a typical example. I'm coming from basically, I was able to see that from your own side, yeah, when I'm register into your environment, at the point of that OTP registering for OTP for authentication purposes, I
Yes.
was able to see we have two things that is very, very important key that we must do. You must, first of all, register on your authenticator app, and
Yes.
also it's either you set up a phone or hardware token or any of you authenticate. How were you able to implement that part as in that phase that okay, two things must be done, not one. But from our side, it's only one that we always do. So how okay, let's assume I'm bringing that into my own environment. That okay, fine. To adding our security and also to enhance our security aspect from this company, is there a way this can be done? So by me telling IT, I should be able to tell them what I know. If at all I want them to do something, I should be able to have at least a brief knowledge about what I wanted so that they will know what I want to do. How was that done? Was it that you communicated with Microsoft to implement two-phase authentication, or it is something you do from your own environment?
Okay, it's something that I did myself for my environment.
Okay. I said maybe
You said,
later, or if you want, if you know if something you can open, I can speak to all of us here. It's fine.
course, I will show. Of course, it's a must for me to. I will train you guys how to do that. That's the purpose of
Right.
this training, how to
Right.
manage the whole tenants. So if you want to do that, all you just need to do is that you just go to your admin center. Okay, you understand? Let's just do it. Or I don't want to. Maybe you should postpone when we get there, right?
So we put some
So
other time, but if, no problem. I
when we
don't
get
know.
there, I will
I
show
don't
you
know.
how to configure it. You
Okay.
can, you can decide what you want. You can decide that they must use three method before they can sign in. You can decide they must use four before they can sign in.
Nice.
So that's how to do that.
Okay.
And you can decide that their password must be more than 15 before the system can accept it. It's you that will manage it, and it's you that will configure that. So that's about that.
Thank you. I don't want
All
to.
right. All right. So we are going to create an admin. We give you the access, probably for this your Gmail as well first. Then you can use it to do what you want to do. And if that is not giving us what we want, then we create a organizational profile for you, so you'll be able to carry out your practical. Thank you very much.